All right, here we go. We are recording, I believe. I'm still not 100% sure of everything I'm doing here with you guys, but here we are. We have our templates. That's where we dropped off last time. And one thing I wanted to point out to you, why we're keeping both halves, is we can kind of get a visual of what this is going to be like. We also need to help this decide on what our base of our coil pot is going to be. All right. So that, and if I were to move this out, say, oh, I don't want a pot that looks that skinny like that. I want to move this out a little bit. I want a pot that's a little bit wider. Then I know that my base needs to be about this wide here. So that's basically going to be like a 3-inch circle base. So the bases really aren't very big for a pot. So anyway, that's what the template here and what that guide is for. I want to put those aside. We don't really need those. First thing I want to teach you guys about today is proper coil making. Okay, it's going to take a little practice. I've been doing this a long time and I make lots of coils, so it's going to take you a little practice here of rolling out these coils. Don't need a ton of clay, all right? And if it gets to be too much clay that you're rolling here, then just break some off. Notice I start in the middle using my fingertips and I'm rolling off to the sides. I am not using the palms of my hands. My palms are very deep, and so I get very bumpy coils. Most people are the same. Some people have a little bit flatter palms, but fingers tend to work best. I'm rolling this out. Getting a little bit thin here, so that means I'm going to put more pressure where it's thick and less pressure here at this end. So I'm applying pressure at this end here, like this, rolling these coils out. Okay, I'm going to roll this. Sometimes I roll it a little bit like this on the table. That'll help sometimes round it out. If your pressure is uneven, that's when you tend to flatten them and make lumpy, bumpy coils. All right, I'm going to break this in half because it's gotten big enough. I'm just going to save that. I will use it. I'm going to roll this one out. So what I mean by that is if you're pushing unevenly, you're going to get stuff like this. See that bumpiness? That's why you get lumpy, weird coils. You're pressing too hard. Just gentle. You want to let you're just kind of moving along that thing, rolling out that coil. The first coil we're going to keep round. This is going to be the coil that's going to be building our base. We're going to turn it in on itself, kind of like a coiled snake. All right. That's pretty good. Thickness is, as you see here, it's a little bit, I don't know, thick. It's my pinky there. So just keep that in mind. And this is going to get rolled in on itself like this. Alright, kind of like a snail or a snake. I don't know what you want to call that. And if you remember from what I did there, I'm looking for something about 3 inches. And that's about it. So I don't even need all that. Put that back. So some things about your clay as I go about cleaning this up. One, you need this nice and round. Okay, you have a board or something to put on is good. Even if it's just like a piece of cardboard or something to work on, is not a bad idea. You're going to blend these coils together on both sides. This is what's going to hold the bottom together. If these aren't blended very well, you can get cracks in the bottom of your pot. So just blend that really well, and then you're going to flip it over and do that again. Remember, if your clay dries out, you're out of luck, right? It's the only clay you have. You don't have me here recycling it. So you got to keep your clay in a bag. You can, if it's drying out in the bag even, double bag it, get another plastic bag. You can add a little bit of water to the clay and it will, and you can get it to get, it'll absorb moisture and it can get wet again if you add water to it. If your clay is drying out even in the bag, you can just add some water to it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to roll this like that and make this nice and round. And I'm about done with this video. I'm going to try to break these up so that they load faster and they're not too long and not too overwhelming. So this would be the coil, the first thing we've learning about coils and creating the base of our coil pot. needs to be nice and round. If it's not round, you're not going to make a round symmetrical pot. You're going to make a weird oval, odd shaped pot. So make sure that it's nice and round. Like I said, I roll it like a little wheel just to make little adjustments. Make sure it looks really good, really round. All right, I'm going to hit stop on this one and then move on with the next video after.